shut the door.
All right. All right.
That'd be nice.
How's that feel? Extra effort there.
You know what? I'm here for you, honey.
Okay.
Okay. Except for there's one thing I've been dying to do.
Hang on. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. I want to do this
Fine.
first.
Whatever makes you happy.
All right.
No. You said I could
Have
do
we
this.
started the show yet, Bren? Oh, hi. How are you? It's the Todd and Aaron morning. Now, what do you
Okay,
want?
really quickly, is this just because you were tired and you couldn't see, or is this considered a soul patch?
Oh, I wasn't awake this morning. And the shaving mirror doesn't exist. The
So
kids
it's pretty
broke
much
it.
just by guessing.
It's
huh?
like, and then here.
Good morning, Todd and Aaron. Morning stream here on GetBartDaily.com. How are you? Oh, this is so cool. Coming up today, the Mormon crickets want to kill you. It's true. We'll tell you why. There is a female Doctor Who and that alligator in Utah Lake. We'll tell you about it. And dinner for 4 at Christopher's and Limo Ride. We'll tell you how you can
Morning mountain camp first.
Okay, first of all, good morning, my beloved Facebook friends, and thank you so much, Karen. We're so glad that you're here today. Morning Mountain Cam brought to you by Black Diamond Experts, Electric, Plumbing, Heating, and Air. They are the Black Diamond Experts. All right, now, can I do it now? Good morning,
Yeah.
Susie.
What are you doing?
Take your glasses off.
What is...
Every time you look at me, this sears into my soul. Every time. Okay, don't wrinkle. It's harder to see it. All right. And one.
What's wrong with you?
You have
Couldn't
one
have
hair.
done this ever.
No, you have one hair right in the middle of your forehead.
Ow!
There, better. Thank you. Let me see. Oh, that's so much better.
I'll be bleeding
No,
soon.
you had one. It was like this unicorn horn. It was like right in the middle of your eyebrow. It was driving
right.
me insane.
I guess it could have been worse. There could have been waxing.
Precisely.
Okay, so I
Yard
want...
sale. We did pretty good yesterday.
Do you know what it's like to run a yard sale in 100-degree weather, ran it Saturday and Sunday, setting up that sitting in outside with a Mr. Bottle with a fan going.
Well, actually, our neighbors actually spent all the money to promote it and do everything. And we're going to piggyback off that, Mickey and Sherry. Thanks. And then our neighbors across the street piggybacked, and we all
It was
had
fun.
a street-wide yard sale. And
Somebody
we basically
almost died.
Oh, that part.
Do you know I sold a snowblower yesterday, 100-degree weather? That's a salesperson right there.
It was the biker guy, right?
Oh, gosh.
He was cycling with his
it's,
son?
Yeah, this guy comes up the street and he's got all the gear on. He's got those funny shoes that click, click, click because they have the things that attach to the pedals. I looked down. I give him a bottle of water. I had free water for people, and I gave it to him. And then his son kind of moseyed up the driveway, just pouring sweat. And on his way up, the dad goes, "That's my son. He's really out of shape." It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Mean.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning in that temperature, and he's dragging a son who probably has an extra, 20 pounds on him, right? And probably can't even spell mountain bike or has never seen one. And he is just fighting his way and just sweating. And the guy...
That's the minute you want a fitness program, too, is right when it's 100 degrees. That's the perfect time to kick one of those off.
So he says, "I want the patio table. I'll stop on my way back." Okay. So you're thinking, 20 minutes, right? With his son in tow.
Sure.
Right? Now, 3 hours. 3 hours, 100-degree weather. He finally shows up. He comes back. He buys the table. And his son is not there.
Yeah, that's because he's in the emergency room.
He's dead. Why would a dad do that to a kid? He must have...
My dad totally would have tried to start me on a fitness program in the middle of summer in 100-degree heat. He totally would have done that.
It's crazy.
I could see that completely. I'm sorry, but it's true. It was funny, though, 'cause it's one of those yard sales that we all kind of screwed up because we all basically just cannibalized each other. Because I went over to Augusta's, and I'm like, "I really like that mirror. What do you want for that?" She goes, "Oh, that's Marina." So I went over to Marina. "What do you want?" So we all ended up just buying each other's stuff.
It got so hot I was buying my own stuff. Haggling. I'll give you 10. I
and
want
you were
5.
disgusted with me about the whole Sherry rating system.
Okay, look, may I explain some of this?
This is not unreasonable.
So everything that doesn't sell, we did put on my little utility trailer, and all the stuff was going on. And the neighbors have come. We're going to take it down and donate it at the Salvation Army or the Goodwill. So we're piling on. Next door neighbor comes over, and they got a big tub, right, and storage tub, and I put it up on the trailer.
Okay, this is Sherry's stuff.
This is going to be donated.
No, Sherry has the most exquisite taste in North America. I mean, everything is Pottery Barn. It's beautiful. It's elegant.
No, it's not Pottery Barn. It's like way over the top of that.
It's triple. Yeah, it's triple Pottery
Her
Barn.
crap is better than our good stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
In our house.
And my sister was over there with me, and I said,
man.
"Oh yeah, is there anything you want off the trailer before we take it?" Because my Tara's a collector. And then I see this tub that I don't recognize, and Todd goes, "Oh, that's from Sherry," and I'm like, "Ah!" And my sister and I ripped it off, and we're tearing through that, and there's all this elegant decor and all this beautiful stuff. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "How could you not tell me Sherry had anything she was going to give away?" I think we left some of the little American flag things.
Sherry, I am so sorry, and I apologize. And what I'm going to do is when I go down there, I'm going to give them a cash donation as well to make up for the stuff that was
I think
rifled
Sherry
through.
would be very happy to know that her stuff was loved and repurposed.
Well, we'll find out because she watches.
I thank you, Sherry. The Halloween wreath especially is quite beautiful.
Oh my
I'm very
god.
excited. Yeah, I've noticed that too with the yard sale, that everybody's stuff was better than our junk. All the stuff they're like, "Oh yeah, this is trash," and I'm like, "Really? That whole pottery set? You're gonna dump the whole?"
And you end up with as much crap as you started with.
Yeah, but it's better crap. You'll notice that nobody wanted any of our stuff.
That's true because they went, "That's crap." We went.
We know.
But I sold a snowblower, 100-degree weather.
See, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. And now who?
Now this is exciting. I get to explore my nerd side for one moment.
Please go.
Nerd girl, a female Doctor Who. Finally, I am so happy. 13th time Lord, Jodie Whittaker, and she's so adorable. She said, I've had to lie in ways that I couldn't even begin to tell you. She says, "Don't be afraid that I'm a woman," but she says, it just shows
She's
that
awesome.
you don't have to be boxed in what you can be and can't be. And this is Doctor Who, where it's taken a myriad of shapes and forms over the years, so who cares?
Right.
But it's funny, she said, "I had to tell a lot of lies to keep the announcement secret. I lied to my mother. I lied to everyone."
Really?
And they used this code name Clooney when she discussed the role with her husband and her agent. It was really funny. But she said it's really overwhelming. She's totally excited. So they've already started filming for the season.
Right.
I'm so excited. It's going to be epic.
I got to tell you, growing up, when there was 3 channels available, and one of them was PBS, and I believe that's where Doctor Who ran. It was rudimentary, to say the least.
Oh, yeah, the Daleks.
The Daleks just kind of shuffled along, and all you have to do is go upstairs, right? And it was over. I don't understand. There was no escalator.
We can't climb the
We can't.
stairs. So.
Pew!
I'm just excited. I love her, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's just nice to see them, to see more females, because that's part of the trouble, like with the Marvel universe and the DC Comics universe, is there's so few female characters that are really, really strong. That's why Wonder Woman kicking butt at the box office this year, and with a female director, was such a big deal for us. I mean, for the nerd girls, we like all the male characters, but it's really exciting to actually see more female representation.
Didn't this start off with Catwoman? Seriously, the movie.
No,
it wasn't great.
Catwoman was a terrible flop.
I know it wasn't, but
the
it was
original one with Michelle
superhero.
Pfeiffer was great, though.
Right. So it's like, but that was very sexual. But this is like Doctor Who that's going to play. She's like,
She's gonna wear the nerdy coat.
she's hot, but she's like, ugh. Catwoman was kind of meow.
No, none of Doctor Who's are all butch. They're just cunning. They come up
Right.
with different clever ways to do
Right.
things. They're the distracted
But I
intellectuals.
thought maybe that was kind of the start of putting a female in the power role and blah blah blah.
It's just,
Just
I'm
that.
excited. It's going to be really fun to do that. Okay,
Tell me something good.
you ready for this?
Yeah. No,
This-
wait a minute. Does this start off tragically?
Well, it kind of did, because the guy made a
Okay.
lot of mistakes. Aaron
All right,
Tucker.
This starts off tragically, ends up good. Stay with us.
All right, Aaron Tucker spent 2 years in prison on a weapons charge. He had a drug problem. I mean, this is,
Okay.
it's not a great start. This guy had a lot of problems, and he overcame them. He had a son that was just a little over 2.5, and he had basically had never even a chance to hold his son. And so
Oh.
he got a toddler, and he's like, I got to take care of this boy. I want to make sure he's got everything he needs. And so, as you can imagine, finding employment fresh out of prison sucks.
Hard.
It's next to impossible.
Difficult.
This guy's 32 years old. He actually did have, he'd studied college courses in prison, but the only job offer he'd gotten was as a busboy at a restaurant about 10 miles away.
All right.
And they said, "Come in for the interview. You look good. Come on in, and we'll see what we can do." He hopped on the bus.
Okay.
This is Aaron, and he's on his way. Well, while they're waiting at a stop sign, the bus, he sees this accident. There's an overturned smoking car in the middle of the road, and he asked the bus driver, "Are you going to stop so we can go help this guy?" And he goes,
Right.
"No." And he said, "Could you wait for 2 seconds so I can go over and make sure this guy is okay, because there's no emergency vehicles yet? Would you just wait for me so I won't miss my appointment?" And the bus driver went, "No, I got to get going."
What?
There's a smoking overturned car. So Aaron goes, "Okay, I'm going to miss my appointment." Okay. So he gets off the bus, runs over. There's a 61-year-old man bleeding from his head.
Oh, boy.
It's not good. So Aaron pulls him out, gets him, stabilizes him a little bit, and he takes off the only dress shirt he owns, because obviously he had tried to dress nicely for the interview.
Right.
And wraps the guy's bleeding head in it. And he's staying with him until the emergency responders get there, and he's missed his appointment. He didn't get to land the job. However, he did get since they reported this, he's gotten 3 other job offers, everything from office work to a sales position.
Nice.
And there's a GoFundMe campaign that's raised $14,000.
For shirts. You
Well,
need shirts
number one
now.
for shirts, but also to get his kid into a Head Start kindergarten and a whole
catch
bunch of
him up.
other things.
Very
So
cool.
I
Very cool.
can't imagine, number one, not stopping it. I mean, a bus driver,
You know-
I think people will forgive you if you're a couple of minutes late for that one. But number two, the fact that he went, "I'm going to lose everything I've been working for, but it's okay. I got
Right.
This is more
You
important."
can't not stop. That's just ridiculous.
And that's what Aaron Tucker thought.
Very nice.
So-
That was something good.
Wasn't that good? I
It
know. It
was.
makes me so happy.
Moron crickets. Oh, wait. Mormon crickets. Sorry.
Mormon crickets.
Every 7 years they come out. That's what it looks like.
And you know what? It doesn't look like the seagulls are that excited about saving us this year.
They're actually katydids, and they're not here. They're in Idaho.
They're
This is what they look like.
They're making their way. Now, see, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but the trouble with these suckers is that they're squishy inside. And when you run over a lot of them on the road, they get really slippery.
They're 3 inches
and they
long.
and they have boatloads of accidents wherever
Right.
these are, because like on highways and stuff where you may or may not see them, and then all of a sudden you're sliding right off into
Right.
a guardrail.
Much like the pioneers. Pioneers had to deal with this when
Once
they
again,
came
though, the
across.
seagulls seem really happy to help him out.
But if you've ever come around a corner fast and hit a pioneer, you know how slippery that can be. Can you imagine the can you imagine the grill on your car and your windshield? Imagine what that would look like. What?
crickets, Mormon crickets,
What did I say?
pioneer.
Oh, they'd be slippery. They're actually called katydids, by the way. 7 years. They're actually lurking outside of Oregon, Washington, Montana, Wyoming, Arizona, and Colorado.
And they're making their way down here.
And they're making their way down here.
No, but they're disgusting. And yeah, they say that this is going to be like a bumper crop, that it's like that insane hatch where all of us are going to die.
By the way, on the road, they call them bug slicks. Oh, God.
Just the concept is not, I mean, it's,
I grew up back east, and there were certain nights where there were frogs everywhere on the roads. And I could not drive.
those are really squishy.
I could not do it. I'd get out of the car and move a couple if I couldn't maneuver my way through. Because it was just like,
Was it the ick factor or compassion?
yes. It was, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't run, I couldn't run over frogs. And usually they're just in a mile stretch. And it was just like, I'm not doing it. That'd be gross.
All right, we should go to Daisy and the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. Daisy is brought to you by Executive Transportation. Our friend March with his delightful fleet of Escalades will take you to the airport, a cool night out. If you need an executive run for your business, he's there. Just go to executiveutah.com to book your ride. And Black Diamond Experts, plumbing, heating, electric, and air, to open 24 hours a day to help you for emergencies, blackdiamondexpert.com. Good morning, Daisy. What is going on today?
Everyone, here's what's making headlines Monday, July 17th on GephartDaily.com. Salt Lake City police are investigating a possible murder-suicide in Sugar House. Police were called to a home on Wasatch Circle about 12:30 a.m. Sunday. When they arrived, they found a gravely injured 52-year-old woman in one room and a deceased 62-year-old male in another. First responders worked to save the woman, but she died at the scene. Police are remaining tight-lipped about the incident, saying they are still in the very early stages of their investigations. The name of the man and the woman have yet to be released. A 3-year-old Utah boy died in Las Vegas this weekend after being in a parked car for at least an hour as the temperature hovered around 114 degrees. The Clark County coroner identified the toddler as Chase Lee of Fillmore, Utah. According to police, the boy was accidentally left in a car seat during a family reunion. And good news in Utah County, where homeowners have been allowed to return to their homes after being forced to evacuate this weekend due to the so-called water tower fire. The fire has burned more than 500 acres since Friday and is 25% contained. The blaze is thought to have been human-caused, with the exact cause still under investigation at this time. And now a look at the Wasatch Front weather, where we'll be hotter than the hinges of hell for the next several days. Temps will hover in the upper 90s and low hundreds throughout the week under mostly sunny skies. That's it for now. More news 24/7 on GebhardtDaily.com. Todd and Aaron, back to you.
Thank you, my lovely Daisy.
How hot can it get?
It can get...
Why won't it stop?
No, it's not even that it gets
What
hot.
have you done wrong?
It just never cools down again.
Is everybody paying their tithing?
I mean, when your low is 75, it's not like nothing's going to get better here.
You're
All right,
telling
Black
me.
Diamond Experts. They do electric, plumbing, heating, and air. One of the reasons I really like these guys is, number one, they're licensed, bonded, and insured. I mean, I don't know from a guy's perspective, but from a woman's perspective, you're opening your door to a stranger and you got kids in the house, and he comes in, you want to know that stuff, and that's what Black Diamond sends out, is like somebody you can be comfortable with in your house. Number two, when they give you an estimate or a bid, it sticks that way. There's no little surprises at the end or no stuff that they added on as little extra surcharges. You know what you're getting. And number three, and this is the part that I really, really like, they understand the fact that nothing ever seems to happen during business hours. If you're going to have some sort of explosion and water's pouring everywhere, it's probably going to be at 2 in the morning. So that's why you can reach them at 2 in the morning, and they will come out and help you. You can go to blackdiamondexpert.com. You can book an appointment. They'll come and check you out. You're going to love these guys. Black Diamond Expert.
Now, who kicked butt over the weekend? Because there was some contention here.
War for Planet of the Apes. Now, I know that you were like, I don't get them.
Why apes and why so many? And it's just like, hasn't there been enough ape movies?
I am surprised. They keep going through these incarnations, and I'm getting kind of tired.
Only time that I thought was really fascinating when the chimp scientist kissed the guy.
Charlton Heston, and he asked for a kiss, and she goes, all right, but you're so damned ugly. I loved that part.
That was kind of hot.
That was Kim Novak, by the way. But no, I mean, it was good, though. I mean, they said that this is one of the best ones ever. It made over 102 million worldwide during its opening weekend.
Apes? Why apes? Do something new.
You know the big one, though? Spider-Man Homecoming, 72.3 million. So it's global now. It was like 261 million. And then Despicable Me. Wow, it still was huge, 71 million over the weekend, and now it's at $619 million. Right. So I guess it's okay.
I will now impress you with my favorite story of the week so far, although it is Monday. I take you to Sri Lanka. And the patrol boat, speedboats out patrolling the waters of Sri Lanka. And all of a sudden they notice something in the water, and they go, oh, that's not supposed to be here. So they call the emergency divers, and they get them out there. This happened on July 11th, and basically the Coast Guard, their version of the Coast Guard, went boating out there, and 8 miles off the coast, guess what they found?
8 miles off the coast?
Wrong. No, you can't even guess. It was a baby elephant.
Oh my God, no way! Oh, little thing.
Now, it was still swimming when they got there, and if you notice, he's snorkeling.
How could he have been swimming 8 miles off the shore?
Well, the current took him out because he was in a river.
Oh, that poor little guy.
And all the elephants basically cross this river, and they get to this forest on the other side.
And this little guy was too small to get out of the current?
Yeah, no one could save him of the elephants.
8 miles. Oh, my good Lord.
8 miles out. So the divers get out there, and they're really kind of like hesitant. And all of a sudden they just went, okay, we're going in. And they got a rope around it and slowly towed it back to the land.
Oh, that poor little guy. Look how sweet he is.
I know, and they rescued him. They swam around him, get underneath, got a rope underneath him, and he's got a story to tell.
Because, those like life preservers they chuck out, you don't really want to have one baby elephant
No,
size.
and it would just go around his trunk. That's not going to help you much.
No.
All right, box
8
office, we
miles.
did that Elephant Out to Sea, Christopher Christopher's giveaway.
The big thank you.
The big thank you.
I'm very, very excited by
Thank
this.
you.
We had a wonderful, I think we sent out driver Dave and his wife over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And they sent us a picture and they were all groomed and looking good like this. And I'm like, we have a fabulously attractive people.
And
who
then their
listen
next
to
shot
us.
was like this.
It's been delicious.
We're
Thanks so
eating
much.
food.
All right, so if you haven't had a chance to sign up yet, it's embarrassingly simple. We're sending you and 3 of your beloved friends to Christopher's Prime Steakhouse. You have a fabulous evening, and then you don't have to drive. You don't have to find parking. You don't have to have a designated driver, because then we also have Marge from Executive Transportation come pick you up, and life is good. So this is how you enter. You can either go to the Executive Transportation Facebook page and enter there by liking and commenting, or you can like and comment on today's show simply by going to the Todd and Aaron Facebook page,
Even if you're lying.
Gephardt Daily Facebook page, or Gephardt Approved. Oh, we'll still enter you even if you say we suck.
There is no nausea button.
Yeah.
All right.
Sadly.
Coming up next, I agree to those terms. How many times have you clicked that box? I agree to these terms.
Without reading what it is.
There is a problem with this. It's coming up next.
Todd and Aaron's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. You'll be glad you called an expert. The law offices of Robert J. DeBry and Associates, with offices in Salt Lake City, Sandy City, and St. George. Check them out at robertdebry.com. The Todd and Aaron Morning Stream is actually available anytime at GephardtDaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Aaron page.
All right, so this is my favorite story of the week so far. It's only Monday.
I thought it was the elephant one.
That's two. That's very good. How many times have you been at your computer, right? And you go and you load something, or you're signing up for something, and you have that box that says, I accept the conditions and terms of this website or this package of software, whatever it is, and you click it. And you even have to do that on KSL for classified.
You have to do it for everything.
Right.
Have you ever once read the iTunes one that we all have to sign? That
Has
goes down
anyone
like-
read any of them? No, seriously. They've got to be, how many words? They've got to be
47,000 pages of legalese. It's
47.
like, sure, whatever.
And no one does it. So they decided to put that to the test. There's a Manchester-based Wi-Fi company called Purple, and for a period of 2 weeks illustrated the lack of consumer awareness. And go and show them the picture, because basically people signed up to 22,000 to clean up poo, 1,000 hours of community service, leading to no limit cleaning toilets at festivals, scraping gum off streets, and manually relieving sewer blockages.
Oh my good Lord, really?
Just to prove the point. How many did I say? 22,000. You know what it should have been? 100%. Because I do not... Watch this. Hang on. Has anybody ever read the terms? Anybody?
Terms of what?
The terms on a website, or the terms
All the terms of agreement or conditions,
Right.
like your iTunes or your
No.
new...
Right. 'Cause
Yeah.
You know why? Because we're humans. That's why. 22,000 people cleaning toilets with their hands at festivals, which is the worst. So anyway, do we learn anything from this?
I don't
No.
like Purple. I think they're horrible people.
No. Are you going to read them from now on?
Probably not,
No.
Sadly.
Because we're Americans. And that's something we just don't do. Maybe in communist countries, North Korea, they have no computers. I'll come up with an example later in the show.
Thank you, honey.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
speaking of honey.
This is, pretend she didn't say that. All right, this is my favorite, story of the week right here. And basically, Erin loves horror movies. She just loves them. In a lot of scenes in a horror movie, liquid starts rolling down the walls.
Yeah, like black
That's
tar,
like
blood.
And Erin's like, oh no, look behind you. And some girl's in bed, and she's going to sleep, and her head's on the pillow, and down the walls. And Erin's like, yo, it's gonna touch
right?
her. It's
I know.
gross, and it's not. And all that lady needed was a piece of toast. Because
Excuse me?
It was honey. It was in a New York apartment.
And she had honey dripping down her walls?
Maybe, it could be scary. Maybe she was diabetic.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh no, I'd actually be going, oh, local honey. I'd be scraping on a cracker. No,
Not if you're
why
diabetic, you wouldn't do that.
why did she have honey running down the walls of her New York apartment?
They figured out that she actually harvests it. This is funny. 35,000 bees in her ceiling, called pest control.
Wouldn't you hear that?
52-year-old guy cuts a 4-foot hole in her ceiling, and there they are.
Ooh, all that honeycomb.
But what do you do with those honeybees?
You
how
have
do you
to lure-
you have to handle them?
Don't you have to lure them out and you swarm them? You smoke them and you make a little swarm and then you take the swarm to somewhere else?
Okay, that's enough. But you're
Make
inside
sure
an
they've got the
apartment
queen.
because the whole bee collapse, the hive collapse, has been going on for the last 10 years.
Bees are precious.
and they are very precious. And so
So you can't waste those bees.
no, but he's 3rd-generation beekeeper.
I love that. Mickey the beekeeper.
He's got a vacuum, low grade,
No way.
knocked down, so it's not like because that would hurt
That would
them.
really hurt.
And he would just go through and clean them all out. There's the queen, got her too, and then put a lid on it, and he could take it out and put it where it wants, maybe in a hive or something. And in the
I
ceiling,
did not know you could vacuum
in the
bees.
ceiling, that lady was running around the apartment building trying to find more jars because there was 60 to 70 pounds of honey, which she harvested.
Well, it's just sitting there. You can't waste it.
Nothing went to waste.
70 pounds of honeycomb. Wow.
Full of honey.
That's amazing.
That's pretty cool. And that's why that was my favorite story of the week.
We've always wanted to have a beehive, but we didn't have, you have to have like a certain flight pattern.
25-foot pattern where the
So the bees can
could,
take off
Well,
and-
I'll show you what it looks like.
Oh no, here comes the whiteboard.
No.
But no, urban beekeepers are very,
It looks
very...
like this. Like that. It's very scary. And if you have kids, because they don't like get out of the hive and fly straight up. They like an airplane.
Zoe got stung a lot because she liked to cuddle the bees.
Yeah.
We had to explain to her that bees hate that, and she didn't care.
Oh, this is the new thing. I think this is great.
Okay.
Saw someone texting on the road. A lot of people. I don't know if you know this, but a lot of people who text slow down when on their freeway.
Yeah, and
Some
deer.
some people drift, but there's a whole new group that when they start texting, they slow down like 7 or 10 miles an hour, and you're like, what are you? Oh, you're texting, aren't you? Highway Patrol is on the prowl. So what they've done,
Good.
so it's really hard if you're driving in a car and you're at the same level as the other car, and maybe the person's looking down, and you think, is he on the phone? Is she on the phone? Or is she not? And so what they've done is they've got a van with blacked out windows, and the cops sit on either side, the Highway Patrol, and they sit there, and they have obviously they have radios, and as they go down, they're looking into the cars. So if they catch
Very
someone on it, they could
sneaky.
even take a picture, and they can use their phones because they're not driving.
Yeah, they're like, no, it wasn't. It's
And they
like,
just
here's
take
a
a
picture
picture,
of you on your phone.
and here's your license plate number, and call the guys ahead, and then pull them over and give them a ticket for distracted driving.
Ordinarily, I disapprove of any sneaky way of catching people, but that's a given. I'm sorry.
That is a given.
If you're texting at 65 miles an hour on I-15, you need to be pulled over.
You need to be pulled over.
I don't care how good you are at multitasking. You're not doing. No, nobody's that good.
All right, coming up next, free and fun stuff.
There's
Aaron, you got a
some
list?
really cool things today.
Are they? Free
Yeah.
and fun.
Today.
All
Just
right,
today. Yeah.
coming up next.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. And also by Columbus Travel. If you go to columbusvacations.com, you can sign up for a weekly newsletter that always has great last-minute deals on hotels, airfare, cruises, and more. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Aaron morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
Free and fun time.
I'm excited about this, though. The first one, basically, I believe it's now one in every 3 families in Utah.
hang on. Allison says pioneers would be slippery. That's all I want to say. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, and driver Dave, he was a truck driver forever. He says, yes, you can see down at the cars, and he goes, there's weird stuff happening there all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 in 3 families now here in Utah will have somebody with a child with a disability. It might be autism or something, whatever it is.
Right.
They are looking for something that's an alternative for their child, some other way that they can belong and they can be involved. Tanner Dance, and I used to go to Virginia Tanner. Everybody went there growing up. They have a Dancers with Disabilities program that starts this week, and you can do grants so that it's like $0 to $150 $48. But it's wonderful. They're half-day camps. There's dance, music, theater, visual arts, and film. And they've come up with all these different ways to make it accessible for children with disabilities so that everybody gets to perform, everybody gets to be immersed and to be part of it. And it just... I mean, it makes me tear up a little bit.
That's so
But in any
fun.
case, if you go to Tanner Dance at Utah EDU, you can get your little person sign up for this. And also, once again, they do have grants to help you so that it can be literally after free if need be. This is something I'm dying. I want to take the kids to this tonight. As a matter of fact, Daisy said she'll walk over and do it with us.
What is it?
Outdoor concert series in Liberty Park. And they use all these different, they bring in all these different kind of cultural things every year. Every week. This week, I'm dying. It's first of all, it's the Hopi dancers.
Oh, nice.
Who I think will be amazing. And then
Native
Brazilian
Americans.
roots.
And who?
And Brazilian roots. So 2 different dance companies. And I'm really excited to see that. It'll be cool for the
Very
kids.
cool.
So that starts, once again, it's completely free. It goes 7 to 9 p.m. and it's down in Liberty Park. And that's every Monday night. So grab a cooler, head on down. It's going to be fun.
Hey, coming up after news, we have, the alligator that got in Utah Lake?
Yeah.
Or did they?
And we were so excited. We had a home for it and everything.
We've got the story coming up.
All right, we probably want to go to Daisy then. First of all, Daisy is brought to you by Executive Transportation. Our friend March with his fleet of sweet Escalades. This is where you want to go for professional service at a fabulous price. Book your ride at executiveutah.com. And all Utah plumbing, heating, and air open 24 hours for your emergency needs because they already know there's going to be one. Daisy, what's going on?
Hello again, Todd and Erin. I'm excited for that show tonight. Those are really fun. Here's a look at world news headlines on Gebhardt Daily. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is postponing a vote on the Republican health care bill until Senator John McCain recovers from eye surgery to remove a blood clot. In a statement released this weekend, McConnell said the GOP's Better Care Act will not reach the Senate floor until McCain is able to vote. McCain's vote is anything but a sure deal, however. Prior to surgery, he said he thought the bill was dead. North by Northwest and Ed Wood star Martin Landau has died. The Golden Globe and Oscar-winning actor appeared in nearly 200 films and TV shows in his decades-long career. He died Saturday at California's UCLA Medical Center. He was 89 years old. And Drug Enforcement Agency officials say $1 million worth of marijuana was smuggled into the U.S. in brand new Ford Fusions made in Mexico. The cars were built at a Ford plant in Hermosillo, Mexico, and then shipped to a dealership in Lordstown, Ohio, where the reefer was ultimately discovered. Approximately 32 pounds of marijuana were found in 15 Ford Fusions. No wonder the new car smelled so peculiar. That's it for this edition of World Headlines. For more news from around the globe and here at home, go to gebhardtdaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
That's an accessory in a car. $1 million worth of pot built into it. You probably know that because it drove really slow.
And there were chips bags kind of falling out the side.
Doritos come in the trunk. You know that gator in Utah Lake?
We were so excited about this.
4 foot long. There he is.
Somebody had thrown that alligator out.
Or is it? They believe it's a hoax. I'm so sad.
No, because we had called our friends at Scales and Tails because Rindy and her husband, they're the only people that are even licensed to do this. And
I said, have we got a call yet from Utah Department of Wildlife? And they said, no. We usually get a call. And they usually
because they're like the go-to ones for stuff like this.
They hold them in a tank at the Utah Wildlife Department, and then they take them all down to Texas, where they set them free.
In the woods.
In the woods.
No, they don't.
Where alligators on a farm. That's what it is. And so they said, no, we haven't got a call on that. Well, they started looking into this, and evidently they can't find the guy who made the report. There were digital marks on email photos and such, so they have that to go on. And the man is giving the same story they found out in newspapers that was showing up in Iowa and South Carolina. The identical claim that there was an alligator.
I was so excited for the alligator. And I was just picturing this big reunion scene when Rindy and her husband pick it up and they're holding the alligator in their arms because he does that. He's weird. And it would have been gone to a good home, but no. It was all a hoax.
And I feel bad about that because Imagine what it'd be like to water ski down the Utah Lake, how fast you get back in a boat. Do you know how many drownings that would prevent?
Don't drop. Don't drop.
Don't drop. I'll land on the
Don't
dock.
drop a ski here. Yeah, we'll do a shore landing. That'll be good. All right, coming up next, there is a drone stuck on top of one of the LDS temples.
What?
Which one? What is it doing there? Why?
What?
How? We'll tell you next. We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. And also by Columbus Travel. If you go to columbusvacations.com, you can sign up for a weekly newsletter that always has great last-minute deals on hotels, airfare, cruises, and more. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Aaron morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
You know, there's so many things to do to learn new skills. I trained my dog at the community center. I went there. People can do basket weaving. They can
Second
do
languages. A lot of people go for dance
languages.
classes.
It's
You and I did it.
great. There's another one, and it's a community club, and I just think it's so good where you can make your own coffin. Show them.
What?
Show them.
You
Your
can-
own wooden coffin.
They show it. Well, it's got a nice little detail on the top, like a leaf.
Right.
They teach you how to make a coffin.
Yeah, it's good woodworking skills. And one lady said it's hers. And so what she's going to do is she's
She
going to
built her own coffin.
Be like, how tall is Granny? How tall is she? Measure her.
You're not going to gain any weight, right? You're going to stay pretty much this size and shape? Okay.
Yeah. And so basically she's really happy about it. And she says it helps her kind of ease into the whole you're going to be dead soon thing.
Brenda says, oh, I'm fine with that. Sign me up.
But
That's horrible.
She's not of the age where one would die.
And they say it's an actual functional piece of furniture. I'm like,
So,
functional for
yeah,
what?
They stood it up.
Like an ice cooler? What?
And they put shelves in it. And that's where she keeps her CDs. So you can make your own coffee table that you can be buried in someday.
I guess it's a conversation piece.
That's not my favorite story of the week.
You know, being constantly reminded me of my own mortality. I mean, that's what my birthday's for. Hey, you're closer to death. I don't really need a coffin to remind me of that.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
well,
makes
that's
me
good.
think of the Western movies where there's a gun fight and the Undertaker runs out and measures the guys really fast.
You're like, thank you. That's inspiring.
Right.
I feel so much better about this gunfight. Okay, you know, we've talked a lot about drones just because they're so new and the technology has gotten so good so fast.
We have one.
That there's a lot of different. Oh yeah, we have
Licensed.
We have the Gephardt Daily
Licensed
drone.
flyer guy.
He even gets to wear one of those jackets that says it on the back. That's how you know he's trained.
That's right.
But in any case, a lot of people aren't. There's a lot of amateurs, and you know they've had big problems with forest fires, with people going, "I'm gonna record the forest fire," and you know they can't get airplanes in there to fight it because of the problems.
Horrible people.
But it's interesting. So there's a lot of questions about privacy. A lot of the paparazzi use them now to get better shots of celebrities.
Right.
You know, you might be sitting there on your balcony.
That's gross.
And the drone comes up like click. and
Yeah.
you're
You know
like,
how many times
"Hey."
that's happened to us?
Oh.
None.
But this one's hysterical. Drew Armstrong's, he likes to fly drones, and he was doing some aerial shots over the Draper, Utah temple grounds, because they're really beautiful. They always make these like really epic-looking grounds, and they're very pretty.
Wow.
And one of the employees came out, and he was like, oh, crap, they're going to run me off. And he goes, would you mind doing us a favor? And he said, sure. He goes, there's a drone stuck on the top of the temple steeple. See, right up at the top there where the angel Moroni
There's no way.
pops up. Yeah. He said that the drone had been sitting near the top of the temple for weeks, so they figured it had crashed. And so, and they were trying to figure out what was going on. So he said, okay, because he had been asked, he went up and he took a look around, and they found out right where it was awkwardly wedged. And they're all trying to think, how do we get that sucker off? He's like, you probably just should leave it. But it does bring up really interesting points about where could you be flying your drone? And like on private
rules.
property, should you be able to do it there? But,
No, there are rules. And
but it cracks me up.
the FAA has rules of where you can fly, where you can't fly. Can you fly? This goes. I saw one about a month ago doing the city-county building downtown Salt Lake City. and they were all over it. I mean, that was a fly zone for them. And you have to keep it in line of sight, and you only have to stay under 400 feet, I think it is. It's really interesting.
But most people don't seem to be following that information.
No.
because
The licensed guys are.
Many people might not be following it.
Some.
But it was interesting. So they're actually looking at legislation now for the upcoming legislative session going, let's discuss maybe more guidelines about
There
drones
are
and what-
guidelines. There are FAA guidelines.
Well, apparently they don't feel like there's enough because there's a drone stuck on the Angel Moroni and the Draper Temple.
Still trying to think how
And
it's
Angel
stuck
Moroni's like,
there.
what are you doing?
All right, so anyway, we want to talk about. I made it
Carnitas.
last night, Carnitas, and I suddenly realized,
They're
oh,
delicious.
I should have taped this. I should have recorded this, and then I remembered. Now this is really old, and this is like me and my bad photography skills. But I have a way to cheat and make carnitas.
And it's true because all the wonderful restaurants we've talked about, they go, it takes us 47,000 hours. We're like, we don't have
And it
that kind of
does,
time.
but
you,
this is how- this
you have
is
a
how-
ridiculously cheap piece of meat. So what do you do with it?
This is it. All right, we're going to make carnitas tonight. I'm cooking for about 20 people. I am going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to use a shallow pan, and I'm also going to use one of those things, Dutch ovens. Now, I've got about 20 pounds of Boston butt. Yeah, and I will now mispronounce many chilies' names. Pasana, you know what I'm talking about. Not so hot. This is the Serrano hot, and then this secret ingredient, this is what makes it so fast to make, is this on top because it adds a lot of depth to it, as well as the dried pods. And then we're going to use a little cumin, pepper, chili powder, salt, garlic and onions, and I'll show you how it's done. All right, here's the part that destroys your kitchen. Hot pan, oil in the bottom. Right now I'm just going to roast off the peppers ahead of time and get like some nice color on them. They'll soften up a little bit. I'll put them in a paper bag and then peel them off, cut them up and put them in, and that's the peppers. Oh, listen to them pop. All right, so from the paper bag come the cooled down roasted peppers. Just clean them off with your hands. Don't run them under the water. Oh, and by the way, on these hot ones, the Serrano, I think they're called, after you clean them off and put them in, and I put them in over here, just a few to warm it up. After you do that, do not touch any body part that you fancy unless you wash your hands. Otherwise, you will be doing a dance, and it's not a fun one. All right, there we go. We're all browned. We've got chicken stock. We've got garlic, onion, black pepper, salt, cumin, chili powder, and the red pods, dried chili pods, and the two types of pepper, one hot and one just for earthiness and stuff. And then this is the way I cheat. Remember I showed you this. It's incredible. They make it in green as well, but in this, just over the top. Ta-da! I'm cheating and they'll never know. So top on, gonna go in the oven probably for like 4.5 hours at 300. All right, this actually cooked for about 4.5 hours. There it is. And the test is this. Oh yes, my friends. And there it is. I cheated. Carnitas. Goodbye. Huh?
So we bring it in for everybody?
Huh? I was going to do today, but I tried to shave instead.
Trying would be the operative
But
word
the-
here.
And I missed. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is what it looked like yesterday.
Oh, it's so good.
Nice. Little sour cream. You got cilantro. I ate like 2 huge burritos.
And then
they
you
were-
passed out.
Well, then I was just done for the day.
You did. You had food coma. It was hysterical.
Right.
It was so sad. It was like the all-you-can-eat lobster night.
I know.
Where you just sort of laid down, you had sour cream on your chin, and
Don't
you went,
touch
I got
me.
to rest.
I am just. This is the exact taste you wanted. It was like the perfect bite. All right. Well, anyway, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us today on the Todd and Aaron Morning Stream. Thanks for commenting on Facebook.
Yeah, don't forget to drop by the Facebook pages and make sure that you comment and then share so that you can enter for Christopher's, because it is so Dave said it was delicious, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool.
Like it's ever not.
That was really
it's
nice.
Christopher's.
So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. And right now, we're going to gather our papers like news people. We'll see you later. Bye.
Now we'll pretend to chat.